Hello and welcome to another video of Trivia McMuffin. Today this is film review 8 and I will be reviewing and telling you my opinions, of course, of the most successful independent movie of all time, and it's always known as a great horror film and it's influenced many people, the Blair Witch Project. And to me it is a great film. It's always been, I've seen it twice. I mean, it really, I wouldn't scare, but it left you in the imagination. I mean, it gave you this tale of these students who went on a documentary, and their footage was found in '94 October, and that was basically the footage that the people found. And of course, it was a very dark and gritty tale. I think it was dark. Well, of course, it was full of language. I think that's why it was also 15. The plot, well, first of all, the film was released in 1999. The Blu-ray version is 81 minutes. And it's directed by Donahue, Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, starring Heather, Donahue, Michael C. Williams and Joshua Leonard. When you think about it, technically there's only 3 people all doing this horrible adventure, but there are others, of course. The plot is, so if I just move the camera here, in the footage, Heather, Donahue, Michael C. Williams and Joshua Leonard set out to produce a documentary about the fabled Blair Witch. They travel to Burkittsville, Maryland, formerly Blair, and interview locals about the legend of the Blair Witch. And of course then they tell him to go to Mary, who is mad to people, and she's a Christian, who says that she's felt the witch and touch her and all. And they found that strange. Then of course they set on to the journey, going down to the forest where it all starts off, and they sleep for the night, of course, and they wake up and find these rocks, piles of rocks around them. A little bit like that was not there at the beginning, and they give you this sort of, well, it's obviously that there's something following, but of course they're so stubborn and I forgot the word, but they just don't want to take it in that there is a witch. When they interviewed the locals, that was good, because if you remember about what the guy said about the man gives kids, puts him by the corner of the wall and he kills the others, that was good. And of course I think the idea of interviewing the locals was very good. So then they set out and they have already had camp, and then they've had these sort of arguments. They're kind of getting a bit aggressive with each other because Heather Donahue is just totally taking them in a wrong path, and then they find out about the students. Like they go to Coffin Rock with 5 men were mutilated and dead or killed, and then they go on a bit further to stay for the night. That's when they hear more things. They hear sort of, for fuck's sake, they sort of hear breathing and that sort of stuff, and okay, then the 3rd day they attempt to go back to the vehicle, but they cannot find their way. Then they start going mad with each other, and I think it was Josh or Matt threw the map. I forgot the character's name, but he threw the map. He kicked it in the waters because he just couldn't trust anyone. And of course that was a very big row, definitely. And and then they started going down further. They started going south, but then they just totally gone the wrong way. They're going upset. They're really upset. They're pissed off with each other, and all they want to do is just have their own ways and just do what they want. And so then they wake up in the morning, and fuck's sake, either Josh or Matt is gone, and his stuff is already there, and they just cry and screaming because they're just so mad and they have no idea why he is gone. So then they search for him, and then the scene where she finds the sticks covered in the shirt, and she opens it and just totally screams for finding his tongue and teeth. That, if I had to be honest, I like film. I don't like films when they're jump scares because they're just so they're just dumb. That's what films are like today when it comes to horror. Now, I like films that are left in the imagination, where they're just behind your back, you can feel it against your neck and your hairs goes up. That's what this film is. And I'm glad that there was a graphic scene in there where there's just this, you know, his tongue is there. And that was good. And then they have the nights and they just totally hear that him yelling out to help, moaning, groaning, and yeah. And that was just, you know, of course I did watch this in the dark, and that was a bit, wow, okay, that's a bit hard to take in. And that was just good. Shit, I forgot to say, that was a great scene. If I had to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with this scene, because I asked my mum billions of times if I could watch the film. She said no. And I asked her what was the scariest scene in the film. She said it was the children's scene, where she could hear the children laughing. And I thought, before I see a film, I think, is it going to be like that? No. I thought the main character is going to walk down, it's going to be like the birds thing against the playground, and she hears children laughing, and shadows everywhere, making weird animal shapes or something. I thought it was going to be like that. But no, you don't, again, you don't see anything, which is good. You just hear the sounds of children laughing, sort of crying laughing, which is good. The children laughing is just really good horror thing that they use, and I like that. And then, of course, then back where they hear Josh, or Matt, then they carry on and they still try and find him. But then the famous scene where she cries on the film, I never really particularly liked the scary movie version, if I had to be honest. But the Blair Witch Project, where she is crying and she says, "I love you, Mum, and all, I'm so sorry," that was kind of like a upsetting scene in a way. I mean, they're all going mad in their own ways, and she can't take it anymore. She's going through so much stress, and that was just, it's good acting for such a short budget film. But then of course they find cigarettes and all at the bottom of the bags. They're happy, but of course they still haven't got Josh. So what do? They go in the middle of the night of the sixth day or something, and then they go on to meeting. Well, they find their way down to a house, and that was sort of tense in a way, because it's so obvious something really bad is going to happen. They keep hearing Josh moaning, and Matt is just going mad in his own ways. He can't take it anymore. He's just running around, screaming, "Where are you?" And Heather's just really mad. She has to stay with Matt. But then I liked it when they're going up the stairs. You have all the bloody hands on the wall. There's all blood of hands. That was just dark, and that was just really good. And then of course she runs down the stairs. She sees him in the corner, and she falls down dead. And the camera is gone. Well, the footage is dead. and that was just how to take in was just so great, you know. It was just really, really good film, and I just thought it was a really good horror film. Because psychological horror films are always the best, because it stays with you, you know. And there was no jump scares, none at all. That's just good. It doesn't ruin it. Besides, what I liked also about this film is that it was really realistic, because the director told them you have to sleep in a tent, you have to starve yourselves in a way, and you could tell during the later days the beards are going, they're just going mad. They start swearing like all the time. That's great. You watch shows like Lost, or films like bloody superhero films, you expect to say the word like constantly. Say it. Grow beard or something. But that was a really good film, and of course the scene where they find all the runic symbols down through more of the forest, she films them and of course the other two are getting a little bit scared of themselves, you know, who wouldn't be? And you know, it's all the Wicker Man's sticks and stones and shapes of cultic symbols, and that was just really good for film. And of course they really did not like it when Heather had the camera, you know. Yeah, that was just pretty good. And of course it is one of the most successful movies of all time. The budget is $22,500, and the box office is $248.6 million. It is the most successful independent movie of all time. And Path, just put it there. Path, yeah, they make some good films, good shows. Well, I mean, it's a company, of course. So yeah, that was a Blair Witch Project movie review, episode 8, and yep, film review episode 8. I hope you enjoy this. So far, I'm gonna tell you right now my rating of this film. The Blair Witch Project, I'm gonna give this a 9. It is a great film. The acting is even good, you know. It's a shame about they haven't been in much, but it is just a masterpiece of a psychological horror film pushed into a genius work. And it's just really, and of course it is the first film with the moving camera and all. And I think it's a really good film, and I suggest it to anyone. And I had a request from someone, I forgot who it was, I think it was Sinu, yes. But all together, that was film review 8 of Blair Witch Project. I give it a 9 out of 10, and yeah, it's a great film. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. All support is appreciated. Please request any film, album, graphic novel, comic book, whatever. And yeah, so I'm Trippy McMuffin. I hope you've had a lovely day. I've had a great day. Have a nice day. God bless and stay safe. Thank you guys and gals. Goodbye.